I told you I am on the Browns straight up to win. Look at that total, 36.5.
That's got to be. I wonder if that's the lowest of the year so far.
I have not seen it lower than 39.5, but what's your thoughts on this game?
So I picked the Vikings. I think it's a tough spot for multiple reasons. One being, they got pretty much got their ass kicked by the Steelers last week, and they've had to hang around in Europe for a week. So they're going to be angry. They are not going to want to come back to the States going 0-2 in Europe. And they are probably one of the better coach teams in the NFL between Kevin O'Connell and then the defense under Brian Flores. Like I said, they're going to be licking their chops to go against a rookie quarterback. So I think they're going to give Gabriel fits. But I totally agree with you that our defense will get after Wentz. And there's only so much you can do. Best offensive coach in the world is going to, probably struggle a little bit with Carson Wentz at quarterback. So I think it'll be a low scoring game. I mean, I wouldn't be excited about betting the over on this. I worry that I feel like this game will be decided by a huge turnover. And I'm just afraid that it's going to be like a Gabriel pick six or something like that does it. But this game, I mean, this really feels like a 17-10 type ball game to me.
Yes.
So that's what I would say, like a 17-10 Vikings. But hopefully it's the other way. And hopefully Gabriel can move the football. I just worry about the, good defense like that gets after the passer. Flores is going to throw a lot of different looks at Gabriel that may confuse him. And, you just worry about that critical mistake. And can we move the ball consistent enough? But I definitely think the defense will be more than fine. Ward can maybe, I would say not shut down, but, compete well against Jefferson and maybe force Wentz to go to some of their other guys. I know Jordan Addison was back last week, but I just, I'd feel a lot better if they beat the Steelers last week, honestly. They're just, again, they're not going to win.
They gave it a great run at the end.
They did.
But they dug themselves a big time hole early in that game. I'm in agreement with you on pretty much everything you said. For some reason, I think if the Browns can just hold on to that football, they can take care of business in this game. But again, with the Browns, anything's on the table, really, at least this year. So yeah, very low point total. I tried looking that up, the lowest point total in a game this season. I could not find it, but by a Vegas point total lowest ever, take a guess what you think the number would be, lowest ever. And this was December 26, 1993, in a game between the Bears and the Lions.
I'm going to guess that would have been some type of weather game at that time of year. So maybe like a 28, 29.
28.
Okay.
And that's the lowest I can find.
Yeah. That probably, I would assume that was in Chicago and it was like snowing sideways on one of those deals. But
the game ended up hitting the over in that one, 34 points in that game. Bears lost 20-14. So, so I just thought that was interesting there. But yeah, for anyone that might be listening to this on podcast later, this game will take place at the Northumberland Development Project, which is a mixed-use development project that centers around the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which replaced the White Hart Lane as the home ground of the Tottenham?
Tottenham, I think they say out there.
Tottenham. Sorry, I gotta work on I'll drink some tea instead of this Mick Ultra here. But yeah, so you think the Vikings win a low-scoring game, and I think I'm kind of like on the similar page. I think the Browns win a very tight, low-scoring game, and let's watch it end up being a 40-40
Yeah,
tie.
you never know. You never know with these Europe games what you're going to get. It is actually a home game for the Browns, right? Because they'll actually have, for what it's worth, we'll actually have like our PA announcer, I think, because that's what the Steelers had last week.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they said the Vikings, whatever, they made this deal that they're going to play 2 games in a row in Europe, but they're going to both be away. They're both going to be road games for them, and it's basically the alternative. I think was going to Pittsburgh and going to Cleveland at some point later in the season. So probably not the worst idea for them to say, "Hey, we'll suck
No.
it up, we'll go to Europe, we'll check off 2 road games." But that being said, let's hope they come back with 2 losses, and let's hope we come back with a quarterback and a little bit of hope.